Good morning. It is week 4, day 4 of our distance learning. In our work packet, we are on week 1, day 4 of our new packet. And you'll notice that the last two worksheets are marked, so those will need to come to me for a reading grade this week. Okay? So those two are due by Friday, the 2 math and the 2 reading by Friday. So let's go over our work today. The first one is, again, the ice cream cones, and this reviews the numbers 7 through 10. And we have the scoops that you can count the objects on the scoop and put it on the correct cone. Maybe a little more difficult to sabotage with this one because you've got a greater number. But so counting is probably your best bet. Maybe 10 might be the easiest one to sabotage, but I would count them just to double check. Okay? That is a cut and paste activity, and it is on the back of Bob the Cop. So it's okay to do that. Cut and paste it. The next one, again, is time. Like I've said before, time is not a standard for kindergarten. It used to be, but now it's a first grade standard. So if you choose to do this activity, it's just helping them get ready for first grade. So you're looking at the clock. Remember, whenever the long hand is on the 12, it is o'clock. And whatever the shorthand is pointing to, that is what the hour is. So this is pointing to 3, so it's 3 o'clock. Now you're finding the digital time on this side, which would be 3:00. That says 3 o'clock, so you would put that under the clock, okay? So mommies and daddies might have to help you with this one, but just remember, whatever the shorthand is pointing to, that's the first number you're looking for. The zeros are just basically saying it's o'clock, okay? And that is a cut and paste. I would do, before you do this one, I would do this one. Now this is done with dice, but if you don't have dice at home, it's okay. This is just practicing reading sentences. So they're very simple sentences. They have repetitive sight words, and I see color words. I see word family words from the in-word family. So you're going to just practice reading those. So this is just an activity for you to practice reading, okay? And then you can do the time activity if you want to. This one's optional, okay? Now these last two activities are the ones that I need to come back to me. This is practicing the sight word did, and you can see they give you an example how to write it. D, the I goes in that little space in there, and then another D. And after you write did at the beginning of each, and by the way, this is the beginning word of the sentence, so your D needs to be a capital D. Whenever a word is at the beginning of the sentence, the first letter is capitalized, so make sure you capitalize that. They give you a picture clue to what that CVC word is at the end of the sentence, but they use also the sight words she, get, and a. So for example, the first, after you write the word did, the sentence will read, did she get a cat? And we're also practicing question marks. So when you read a question, the last word, your voice goes up a little. It's not, did she get a cat? It's, did she get a cat? Whenever you're asking a question, notice that your voice goes up at the end. This helps when you're reading something to read it the way the person that wrote it intended it to be read. So question marks mean that this is a question, not a statement. So after you write your dids, then go ahead and read that to your family. Read those questions, okay? And then send this picture to me. And after you send, be careful, after you send this picture to me, the back has a cut and paste. Now, if you don't want to do the cut and paste part, now this is due today, so you could, if you'd rather not cut this off, you could read the text, which is called At the Pond, and you're sequencing the pictures that go with the story. A couple things you could do if you did not want to cut and paste it. You could put the number on the picture nice and clear, like with a crayon, so I can see it when I see the picture of what happens first. You would put a number 1. What happens second, you would put a number 2. Third, 3, fourth, 4. Or, and you would need to do this with a crayon too, you could draw a line from the picture to the box it belongs in. So either one of those, or if you are okay cutting it, it's basically just cutting off the bottom 2 sentences. But if you're okay cutting it off and just gluing them where they belong, that is also fine. But if you do that, make sure you take a picture of this before you do this. Does that make sense? So either way is fine. This is what's due for a reading grade today. Next week, I'm doing progress reports. So if you have not turned in, which most of you have, but if you have not turned in several reading or math assignments, I'm putting those grades into Skyward. So if you know how to access Skyward, you can make sure that your child has received credit for that. If you're missing a lot of them, I will send you a private message because that grade will go in. The lowest grade we can give is a 50 and the highest is 100. So basically, if you're doing the activity and you're sending it to me, you get 100. If you're not doing it, and I'm not getting record that you're doing it, you get a 50. So please make sure that those are coming to me. If you don't get a message from me, that means I've got your child's assignments. But you may get a private message just to remind you that I really need those grades in Skyward, because when I go to do the progress reports, it automatically takes whatever grades are in there and gives a grade. I can't change that grade. So if there's not a grade in Skyward, if you're getting a 50, it's going to average that into your child's grade. So I really need all the assignments, and it's just going to be counting the assignments as of this week. So I need all the assignments in order to do progress reports next week. Also, I wanted to, this is for moms and dads, if they were struggling with letters and sounds and sight words and reading, and I'm going to look at, I've been told to look at the last report card and go by how they tested. There's no way to test with distant learning. There really isn't. So I'm going to go by that. So even if your child is doing all the activities and you're sending it to me, they may get a good grade on their report card, but their level is going to be based on that last report card. So if they were performing on grade level, they get that. If they're performing below grade level, they will get that. So it might not correlate with the grade that you see. They may get an S, but they may still be below grade level because there's no way to test to see if they've gone up. So I just wanted to make you aware of that, moms and dads. And also, I think, I'm trying to remember if I had any other announcements. I think we're good. I will do the word games video shortly. Also, I posted a video about our garden and plants. If you have any pictures of your child with some plants you may be growing at home, please send those to me and I'll post them. I've got a section in excuse me, in Google Classroom to do that. So please send those to me. I think that is it. I'm trying to remember. I always think of stuff after I push the stop button. But I will go ahead and do the word games video, and just let me see these 2 reading pages come back to me today. Okay? Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.